Hey guys, it's Pete and Roxy here from Awakening Education, and in this video we're going to be talking all about advanced brain states and telling our story, how we learnt the alpha mastery and how we use it every single day. So stay tuned, we'll see you soon. Hey guys, so we are from Australia. When we first met, it was actually in a conference room when Pete was teaching Alpha Mastery and I was the student, but that's not when we actually got together. We got together a couple of years later, but that was the first introduction to us coming together, learning about Alpha Mastery. It's such a great technique and we use it every single day in our life, and we figured that this actually supercharged our awakening. It was the foundation that was laid over 10 years ago when we first met that took us into our spiritual awakening journey.
So guys, a little bit of backstory. So look, it'd be over 10 years ago now. My father and I used to travel around the world teaching weekend workshops on how to tap into and use power of the brain and mind. So how to switch out of beta, the thinking everyday level of, stress and worry and negative thinking, and how to get into alpha, which is often called the zone, where you're on fire and you're on a roll. And people were interested in learning how to deliberately get into this alpha level and use it for their business or for their studies or for their sport or more confidence for their public speaking or, performing, whatever they were into, they could tap their creativity, all these sorts of things. So it was a 4-day weekend workshop. So Friday night, all day Saturday, all day Sunday, finished on Monday night. And it would talk about the basics of the brain, and then you're learning how to switch beta off, get your brain into alpha, and how to apply that. So this was sort of being taught one-on-one in a workshop type basis, and a lot of the marketing was done through promotion and email and old flyers going in people's letterboxes. Back when people used to read the newspaper, we were running advertising in the newspaper. It was like old school. So as life changed and the way content changed, we actually did less and less seminars and weekend workshops, and I actually started a couple of other businesses and ran those so I didn't have to travel away. One of the goals I had was to not travel so much for work, because I'd done it for close to 13 years traveling. And for those of you who have ever spent some time living in hotels and getting on planes and off again, it's a long haul. So I'd had enough of that. So we started some businesses. We did really well with those. And, it was the information that I had been presenting about advanced brain states and then applying to everyday life, which we were able to use, yes, for our business success. And we've done very well with those and forming and shaping the life we wanted. But also when we started really down this awakening journey just over 9 months ago, it was knowing how to still the mind, focused thought, go within, how to actually drop the ego, stop the negative thinking, eliminate any last traces of self-talk that could be there that were unhelpful. These are the sorts of tools that when we applied help to supercharge our awakening, help us to really learn how to clean the vessel, go within, be the observer, tap into our higher self, get more from our intuition. But when it started back, when we first were applying these principles, for you were just unfulfilled with your job, right? You'd never been around personal development.
Yeah, I was 19 when I did the course in the seminar room over a whole weekend. All my friends were out partying and carrying on, and I'm sitting in the room by myself thinking I was actually crazy, but I was so drawn to self-development, and I knew I had to do some work on myself and I had to get my mind right if I really wanted to be successful. At the time, I was a full-time insurance broker here in Australia, and I was working 9 to 5. It was hard work. It wasn't making me that much money considering how much work I did do. So I was, looking for something else. I just knew there was more. So when I came along to the workshop, Pete was actually the presenter, and that was very interesting. We didn't, as I said, we didn't, really cross paths at that point. We didn't even speak. It was later in a nightclub, actually, but that's another story.
It's a big story, that one.
So I went along and I started utilizing the alpha technique, and in our online course, we've developed it into an online course, so you can learn these techniques from the comfort of your own home now, and you don't have to sit in a whole seminar for a whole weekend. You can do module by module as you please. Now, I did the whole weekend, and after I started implementing this, I used it every single day in my life, and it took away a lot of my anxiety and stress and worry for the future. I had a really crystal clear goal page, and using the techniques of the workshop of the mind and getting my brain into an alpha state really helped me and develop and become, the young entrepreneur. And I was successful. Like, I decided to leave my job, and when we met, I created a new insurance business, and we grew it over 5 years. We had offices and staff, and we were very successful. And alongside of that, we had online businesses, and every single day we've used the alpha technique to get our minds in the right place. I start off with gratefuls, and then I go down into alpha, and I set my whole day up. I envision what that's going to look like using the techniques, and then I come out and my vibration is high because I've gone down into a meditative state, and I've really zeroed in on what things I wanted in my life for that day.
Yeah, it's certainly learning to use the mind is something which it doesn't have anything to do with your IQ, or your education. All it really does is draw on the science that's out there, and it's the science of meditation, but it's the active use. You can sit there and be a master at stilling your mind and sitting and listening, or getting yourself into a puddle of peacefulness. But, how do you do that to get confidence to get up and do a speech at a wedding, or to have more confidence for a job interview? Or how do I apply that because I'm going to, have a big meeting and we need to come up with some outcomes for some planning for our business? It's at the active use of that level. So what we did was we took the techniques that used to get taught in a workshop format and transformed them into this amazing video series that I present, where I give you real life examples and step-by-step breakdowns, like sort of the summary of the research, so you understand how the researchers came up with the different techniques. Then step-by-step how you actually then do it. So it would be a little bit like how a sports psychologist helps an athlete mentally prepare for a big event. You're learning how to do that before the big exam, or before the study for the big exam, or the presentation. You get what I mean? How to actually deliberately get yourself slow and focused and receptive, and then program your subconscious so that under pressure you can come up with the right words at the right moment, or remember all the information that you studied hard for, but have it come out under pressure rather than under pressure. And you all have it, right? The mind goes blank, you're fumbling over your words, you can't get things to come out properly. It's the levels that your brain are operating in. So once you know how to actively do this, it's something which then you start to use every day, because why wouldn't you?
Yeah, and I think the best thing about this is we've created this world with negativity, stinky thinking, talking down to ourselves, judging people, chasing egos, really negative things, and that's actually going to have an impact on your health. Like, it takes a while to develop these health issues, but if you live in a world of negative thinking, you're going to have a negative life. So the alpha techniques really takes you into a positive mindset, and you're constantly feeding your brain positivity, good affirmations and gratefuls. You're setting goals, and you're not going into that lower frequency, lower vibrational, talk, self-doubt and fears and, worries, anxieties, removing all of that so you can excel and you can elevate your consciousness and your world and your vibration into a positive mindset. And you know what you get when you have a positive mindset? Your outcome's way different. You're going to be smiling, and you're going to be shining, and you're going to be sparky and living a life that you actually truly really want.
Yeah, that's right. It's certainly, it's different to positive thinking. It's different to other types of motivational type information, because they work. You can certainly fake it till you make it, or you can use positive thinking and you can use force to try and get your outcome.
We're in the alpha state. We actually are reprogramming, rewiring your brain out of the negative mindset into the positive. So you can listen to all the videos in the world saying, work harder, be good, go, go, go. But until you correct the wiring inside of your brain, that's all done on an alpha level.
Yeah, and it's you spent the first 4 years of your life as a child with your brain in that alpha level. It's very rare to see a child walking around and go, oh my goodness, I can't believe how much petrol is, and what about this COVID thing? When's the economy going to recover? And what's going to come next? They don't worry, and that they're just in that natural, enthusiastic state where all the things we get told to do. They're very present, they're slow to anger, they have a positive outlook on things, they're always wanting to learn and explore it. If they make a mistake, they're not hard on themselves. I mean, imagine if a baby was learning to walk and every time they got up and fell down, they thought, oh, maybe walking's overrated. I'll just stay down on the ground and crawl. What if they gave up and they talked hard to themselves like sometimes adults do? So look, this is relearning a lot of the things which come naturally, and often adults slip into alpha by accident. What we talk about though is a step-by-step guide to actually get your brain into that alpha level quite deliberately, and then just show you how to use it actively in key different areas of your life. And then what happens after a while is you start to move the techniques over to the automatic. So it's not like buying a treadmill and then you've got to get in there and like use the thing every day, and it's like, oh my gosh, I bought it, but that's just the start of the challenge. Now we've actually got to use it. Using your mind the correct way is something that you just embrace, because it's like an easier way of living. You just feel happier, you feel more present, you have better clarity of thought when you're doing things in your day-to-day, way less overwhelmed. And look, you're normal and you still get stressed and you still have a rotten day and people cut you off and you're like,
but it's less and less and less.
Way less.
And we live now like with big smiles, and we have our dip days, but majority of our days are high vibe days. We're like little puppy dogs running down the street, we're happy and we're comfortable with what we are. We don't go into that negative mindset. We're in positive constantly. We're in an alpha level nearly constantly now, which is so awesome that we've been doing it for so long, So you can have this too. So if you're interested and you'd like to learn more, click the link below our website. There's a webinar. You can learn even more about it, and you can see Pete in fine form teaching all about the different advanced brain states. And if you like this video, like it. We love your comments and messages, and we love the thumbs up as well. So we'll
share the ebook with them. There's a free ebook if you want to read more. You can follow us on Facebook. We've got a whole lot of videos on that as well. Guys, we're going to build a community where we help you, first of all, to use your brain more effectively. But then the real key, what we really want to do is to help you then use that information to supercharge your awakening. We want you to be the best version of yourselves and learn how to really sort of wake up and actually start thriving and really enjoying and living in the now. That's our goal. We've loved sharing this information with you, and get in contact with us real soon.